Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rob from Harris Avenue. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. First of all, I want to apologize for missing Friday's video. Things got a little hectic this weekend, but we're back this week, back on track, ready to give you guys the latest on DC news topics. So in today's video, we're talking about the Batman, some images that have been floating around, and the latest comments Zoe Kravitz had to make in regards to her Catwoman character. And also, we're going to be talking about Joaquin Phoenix winning a SAG award, and end the video with some comments that a former Flash director made that are really quite intriguing to me, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's topics. The first thing I want to talk about is the Batman, and we have some images floating around of Robert Pattinson at some sort of fashion show. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been a fashion show, it might have been something else, but we got some really good images of Robert Pattinson, and I saw some headlines floating around on the internet saying that we have our best look at Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. And while that's not really the case, I do think these photos do give us a good idea of the type of Bruce Wayne and the type of vibe that he's going to give off as Bruce Wayne in the Matt Reeves Batman movie. So obviously it's not representative of what exactly he's going to be wearing or his fashion sense or actually his hairstyle, but it does give us an idea of where he's at physically, right? So we do have him with his long hair. We have him, and we can kind of assess his physique here. And while it is really hidden in this jacket, there are rumors that he has been struggling to put on weight for this role. And while I don't see that as a major issue, ultimately to me, his performance is the biggest factor in judging him as Bruce Wayne and Batman. So for me, not really a big deal, but to some people it may be. So in that regard, these photos are really giving us a good idea of what he looks like. And to me, I gotta say, he is totally giving off a Bruce Wayne vibe. And we even got some fan art here that kind of made a mock magazine cover of him as Bruce Wayne, and I thought that was pretty cool. Now this next photo here is of Colin Farrell, and it looks like he's going out for a morning coffee run when someone snagged a photo of him close up. And we talked about Colin Farrell and his portrayal as the Penguin in the past. That photo that we saw of him on the set of the Batman was actually really pixelated and taken from what looks to be a top of a building somewhere. So this is an image that gives us a better idea of what he's going to be bringing to the table for the Penguin, because it doesn't look like he's as skinny as we thought. It looks like he put on a couple pounds, and but he still has the silver hair and the mustache that doesn't really match right here. But all that doesn't really matter. Just a better look at Colin Farrell close up and what he might look like physically as the Penguin. Still not necessarily the traditional look that we all probably think of, but it's, you know, we got a talented individual playing this role, so I'm really excited about it. What do you guys think of Colin Farrell's physique here as the Penguin? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we are talking about Zoe Kravitz. So she did give us some comments in regards to the Catwoman role, but she couldn't give us a lot, so let me just go ahead and read them to you. First one, I think femininity represents power, and I think it's a different kind of power than masculine power. That's something that's really interesting about Batman and Catwoman. I think Batman represents a very kind of masculine power, and Catwoman represents a very feminine power, slightly more complicated and softer too. I like the idea that you can be soft, you can be gentle and still be very powerful and still be very dangerous. She goes on to say, I think Catwoman is an iconic character. I was never into a lot of comic books, but that world was always really intriguing to me. And that, of course, Michelle Pfeiffer, her performance has always been super inspiring to me. It just felt iconic. So I really like these comments that Zoe Kravitz made about Catwoman. Now, I know sometimes when actresses or even actors talk about femininity or feminism, you know, it triggers a lot of people because their comments maybe are taken out of context or what have you. But I think what she said here about Catwoman and the dynamic of feminine power and masculine power, I think that was really interesting, and I like that take on it. And you know, there's going to definitely be layers to her performance if this is something that she's really going to be representing on screen. So in that regard, I really like that, and I like the fact that she touched on Michelle Pfeiffer's performance as Catwoman. Don't get me wrong, Anne Hathaway was great. I really loved what she brought to the screen. But you know, her feeling like Michelle Pfeiffer was you know, an iconic performance, you know, obviously that's absolutely true. And if she can capture a little bit of Michelle Pfeiffer, a little bit of what Hannah Hathaway, brought to the character, and then also put herself into it as well. If you can take bits and pieces from both the Catwoman on the big screen, I think you can make something just as iconic, and I'm really excited to see what she brings. So let me know what you guys think about Zoe Kravitz's comments. Oh, and she also did confirm that she cut her hair for this Catwoman role, so she looks absolutely gorgeous. So this is the look that she's going to be bringing on screen, so I'm excited for that. So staying in the world of Gotham, we have some really great news. The Screen Actors Guild Awards just passed, and Joaquin Phoenix was awarded the award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor award, and he paid tribute to Heath Ledger in his speech. Now, this was a very short 2-minute speech or so, something like that, but in the speech, he gave credit to all the other actors in the category: Leonardo DiCaprio, Taron Egerton, Adam Driver. I might be missing someone else, but he closed off with the statement, "I'm standing here on the shoulders of my favorite actor, Heath Ledger," and he thanked the Dark Knight star while accepting the award. And now it's really great to see Joaquin Phoenix get his due for his wonderful performance as Arthur Fleck in the Joker movie, and it's really great to see him pay tribute to the late great Heath Ledger. Obviously, Heath Ledger gave us one of the greatest performances of all time in his interpretation of the Joker, and it's sad and beautiful at the same time to see Joaquin Phoenix pay tribute to his friend. And obviously the internet was just going crazy, giving all the praise to Joaquin Phoenix for bringing up Heath Ledger and giving him a little bit of shine, even in basking in his own glory. So I thought this was really cool, and I just wanted to let you guys know that this happened. Now next up is to see how he does in the Oscars and the Joker Oscar campaign in general. So I'm really excited to see what other accolades that the Joker movie can collect. Now, I want to end this video on a little bit more of a cynical topic / question, unfortunately, and that's because we have a controversial statement from a former Flash director. Obviously, there was numerous Flash directors in line. John Francis Daley was one of them that dropped out just recently before Andy Muschietti jumped on board. So he put out this tweet: "Uncut Gems would have gotten Oscar love if they had just called Sandler's character the Riddler." And he's putting out this tweet because Uncut Gems, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard great things about it. Uncut Gems is a movie in which Adam Sandler gives apparently the performance of a lifetime. It's a movie that keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. It's incredibly intense and captivating, at least from what I've heard. I know Darren has seen it himself, and that's what he told me. And he was snubbed for the Oscars, right? So this is why he's putting this out. It's kind of a commentary on probably the movie industry as a whole, because obviously superheroes are the big thing right now. Obviously they are the moneymaker for Hollywood for the most part. They are the biggest draws in Hollywood, and I think John Francis Daley is kind of standing up right here and kind of just calling. It's like he's calling the industry out, and I wanted to get your guys' take on it, because obviously Joker is a movie that's getting a ton of recognition right now. Joaquin Phoenix obviously deserving of all the accolades, but the movie itself, a lot of people have been saying that it's getting all of this praise because of the character in itself. It's a movie that's very similar to movies like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, and a lot of people have criticized the movie for that. And many think that because it carries the name Joker, it's a movie that obviously raises its appeal to the mainstream audience and obviously award contention as well. So I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this. Now, I haven't seen Uncut Gems. This is a question for all of those who have seen it. People have said that Joaquin Phoenix's character is Arthur Fleck. Even if you take the whole Joker component out and don't call him Joker, maybe you call him something else in the movie, it would still stand as a great movie in itself. But the fact that it's named the Joker raises its profile and awareness and recognition. So that's ultimately the question here. If Adam Sandler was called the Riddler, would this have made it more appealing to nominate for an Oscar? That's really a great question, and something that I want to know your guys' opinion on. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please comment down below your thoughts on all these topics, Give this video a like if you can, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.